Welcome everybody to JacksTreasures and not another reselling podcast.
You forgot the podcast name. It has been a while, guys. Go ahead.
Our podcast focuses on the live portion of reselling. We don't edit, not even when I mess up.
No.
We are raw. We don't sugarcoat or blow smoke. We try to bring you the truth about live selling.
Yes.
Today's topic is live selling really for everyone? The truth they don't tell you.
Yeah, now that is really, to me, one of the biggest things, about live selling. Is it really for everybody? Our guest today, guys, I don't even know why I need to do this introduction, because everybody in the entire community knows these two people right there. The level of love that they showed us, Tracy and I, at the Nashville meetup, was well above what we had ever earned. They are sellers mostly on static platforms. Okay, they're also the Joe is one of the co-hosts of the This Week in Reselling, which is seen on the Nashville Flippers channel, and there will be links down there below. And they are also the host of, to me, the single funnest thing resellers can do, which is the Reseller Showdown on YouTube, which had Tracy and I on a guest, and we were pitted against each other. And I won't say who won. I'm going to let them say who won, because everybody bet against
all I got to say is it was super close.
Oh, yeah, super close. They are both also super supporters of the reselling community in general. They are Joe and Nicole of I'd Flip That. I'm going to give them a brief opportunity to let them introduce themselves.
Joe, are you going to introduce us?
All right. Well, I'm Joe and my beautiful wife, Nicole.
Nice.
Yes.
I've taught him so well.
We've been reselling for 5 years. And as Brian said, somebody had a great idea of doing a
game show.
Yes.
That was me. That was me.
Yes, that was Nicole. And we've done, I think you guys were our 19th episode or something like that. 20th.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
And we've done a few of the game shows live, once in Vegas, once at Ray's meetup last April. And
We just have fun, right? We love
I think that 19th episode, that's like their best viewed episode of all time.
I think you just made that up.
You think I made that up?
I think you made that up.
Okay, I probably did.
It might be. It was our favorite.
Right? All I can say is I'm just looking forward to when you let the Biggest Losers return from like Redemption Island or something.
Right.
Yes.
Sign me up for that.
Yes, Redemption Island.
Yes.
Great idea.
By the way, that little green mark right there, that's you.
I'm supposed to ask a question now.
Yes.
Where did y'all get the idea for the Reseller Showdown?
Yes.
So we hit 1,000 subscribers, and we were just doing garage sale stuff that I found, or maybe what sold. And then I told Nicole, I'm like, okay, we're way down on hours. We need to do something live, but it needs to be fun and something different, where it's like, having people talk all the time, because everybody does that. Right. And then all of a sudden, one day, Nicole calls me at work while she's supposed to be working, and she goes, I got an idea. We're going to do a game show. I don't know what or how it's going to work, but we're going to do it live. And I was like, okay. And then she just hangs up. And then every break for the rest of the week, she'd be okay. So we're gonna do Jeopardy. I don't think she worked the whole week after that.
I did.
She was like,
don't tell
she
me.
had notes, and she's like,
I would come home with little stickies. I'd be like working and like, okay, because once it hits you, it all just comes out. And I wasn't into reselling. Joe was, and so when he started telling me like, we've got to do these videos, and you have to take all this footage of me garage sailing, and I'm going, no, this is so boring. No one's gonna watch it. Okay, well now I've learned, yes, people watch it and people do like it, but for me, I just couldn't. It just didn't fit our vibe. It wasn't our thing. And for me to be as interested as Joe was, I should say, for me to commit. And so the game show was a way that I could use my creative outlet and, but yet be into the reselling and still have fun. So it worked out really good. It started out to be a way for us to, get monetized. And now we don't even care. We've been beyond that.
Right.
Yeah. And it just became a way to hang out with our reseller friends on, every so often.
We do it. Yep.
Yeah.
I do want to say one thing. I have to say this before Tracy goes on to her next part. Joe and Nicole, they have a daughter, and their daughter is so flippin' creative. I have never seen somebody as creative. And these two right over here, they make every single event they ever go to so much fun for everybody that is there. So their level of creativity and coming up with things is well beyond anybody else. And I can definitely get behind you when you say it's boring. Tracy and I have been on YouTube for 15 years? We ain't even close to 1,000 subscribers.
Right?
So,
we are not good at that whole taking footage while we're sourcing thing. He likes to talk to the people too much and just connect with them that way. And I don't like people to look at me with a camera around my neck. So that kind of puts both of us out of there.
Yeah. That was our thing too. The game show was kind of a good mix in between for us. And I mean, don't get me wrong. It was rough in the beginning because, I am the producer and I'm trying to get him to be this actor. And
he had a finger on his head.
Right. Yes.
I've gotten him to where he's pretty good. We don't need a teleprompter anymore.
Some days.
But in our setup, we are, I forget the name of our show. I have to write it on the cardboard box in front of us. And if you saw behind the scenes, it's just ridiculous the things we have to do.
Okay, now we have to do that. Somehow or other, we have to get those two to do another Reseller Showdown and do a video from behind the scenes.
Right.
Behind the scenes?
Yeah,
cool.
Now for me, I love that. And I was telling Tracy, I said, one of my favorite things to do about doing this podcast is I wanted to do something that was fun for me. Right. And the funnest thing for me is the questions and answers and finding out about how stuff happened. Like the stories that go behind all of those things. Those are so much more fun for me to watch than somebody talking about, oh yeah, I bought these glasses for $1 and I sold them for $15 or $20. And I mean, not saying anything bad about them. They're just not ones that I'm going to sit there and watch religiously. But when they start talking about how they got started and things like that, you got me hooked all day. I'm watching it all day.
Yeah.
And that leads us into our next segment, which is Real Talk Q&A. This is where we ask the tough questions of our guests and hopefully gain some knowledge. Our first question is the same to every single person on here. How did you get started reselling?
Yeah.
I sold a few things way back in 2002 about. I had a paintball company and I would sell paintballs on there just to get rid of some of my inventory.
Right.
Huge thing. And then we would have some stuff once in a while and I'd be like, I'll throw it on eBay. And then one day I went to a Goodwill and I saw this wood burning kit and I'm like, it's brand new in the box. I'm like, this is gonna be worth more than $7. And then I looked at eBay and all I looked at was what was listed. Didn't look at sold comps, didn't look at what they sell for, but people had them listed for $100 and some. So I'm like, hey, so I brought it home, I listed it. And then I was telling Nicole that same day, I'm like, hey, and Nicole's like, we're not going to do this.
I was the biggest naysayer. I mean, I still get in trouble. I mean, I've learned my lesson, right? But
it's good.
I was not supportive at all.
It's good because then when she does naysay, it sells.
It does.
It sold 3 or 4 hours later for $100 and some. And I was
like,
oh,
wow.
That is awesome.
And then, again, I didn't know sell-through rate. I probably had too low of a price. I don't even know. And then I was later on, I'm like, because I deliver pizzas at night. I'm like, hey, I wonder if people talk about this on YouTube, and then
that's true.
you know, and then you're just like, oh, there's a million people that talk about reselling. So there's like
it's a whole world,
oh,
right?
People love T-shirts, people love Carhartt. You know, just you learn all this stuff.
Okay, I gotta ask this.
Okay,
because Joe is not the first person to say I looked stuff up on YouTube, or before I started reselling, I did some research on YouTube for resellers. Who did you watch
first?
Yeah,
I think the first that popped up was Cincinnati Picker, or
Froggy Flips. I thought was
he was a little bit later. Jason, is his name Jason? Part-time Picker. He was out in California.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Trace with it.
Yes,
I can't remember if he's
those
what
two,
his name is, but
and then
Matt. I think it's Matt.
Matt, yes. So it was those two. Yeah, you know, and then another one, Shed Flips. That was another big one that first popped up as well. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. 9 times out of 10, it's either Harry Tornado or Commonwealth Picker. So it's fun to hear some different
that
names.
Literally every single time that somebody has said it, they said, oh yeah, I was looking online and I saw this guy named Harry Tornado. And I'm like, yeah, you didn't see JacksTreasures. I guarantee you that.
Right.
So,
well, that was fun to get some different names out there at least.
Oh, I know. And it really is cool to hear that, because some of the other stories that we've heard are, oh, my father was an auctioneer. We've had 2 of those. Yeah. And one of them, we did flea markets all the time. And I love hearing that too.
I went to a lot of flea markets because there was a big flea market in our town that was like a mile from my house, and my family would go almost every weekend. And then my parents, my dad and my grandpa worked on the farm and stuff, so we would go to auctions too. So I have that as well as, you know.
Now, you're not full-time reseller, correct?
No. Nope. So it's part-time, and then part-time delivering pizzas.
Love that.
And content creator.
When that happens.
That's almost full-time.
Right. That's
true. I do have a little follow-up to that. Have you ever tried live reselling?
Yeah, we've done Whatnot. I don't even know how many shows we tried. Maybe 7 or 8 or something.
Yeah.
But we did one. I remember, and
our very first one we did.
The second one we did was really good, and it was just all video games, and it was amazing. I mean, we did like $1,300 in sales in like a few hours, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy. But I sold all my video games and stuff that I picked up for the few years, and then we tried it again, and it went all right. And then we didn't do it for a while.
Yeah.
And then Ray and Kristen and Angie were like, hey, we want to do Raid Train Group. You guys want to join us? So we were like, sure. So then we tried incorporating game show stuff with, you know, our little time slot and prizes.
Long story short is I would give away more than we would make most of the time, because I just
it's easy to do that.
Fun. Yes. And I loved Whatnot. I still love Whatnot. I think to me that's where we shine. That's our favorite thing, because we can play off each other, and I can like make fun of Joe, and people can laugh and be like, yeah, you know, and then if we sell stuff, great. Yeah, you know, you guys know, right? And so, we just, I think our biggest problem for us was when we were doing those raid trains, was running out of product, right? We just didn't have stuff that we could source that fast and at a price, you know. So we were getting all excited, and we started pulling stuff off eBay, which, you know, some of it was stuff that needed to probably get pulled off and sold.
Right.
But then it was so fun. I'm just pull it all off. I don't care. Let's do it. You know, we need that money.
It'd be nice to sell that on eBay for $50 instead of 10 or whatever. So
I think because we both, you know, I work full time. Joe has his part-time job too, and we like to do a lot of fun stuff too. So, you know, I feel like, you know, where Joe's like, should we do a Whatnot? I'm like, no, we're going to a concert that night, or no, we're doing this or this. So have a good way to kind of work it in. And we don't have a bins like a close to us where we could really source, some
or any auction houses.
Mm-hmm.
Once October hits, my garage sales are almost done until April. And that's where I source.
Right.
Yeah. So unfortunately, then we did end up kind of jumping out of that group that we were doing it with for a while. And we haven't gotten back into it, but we've been saving stuff for certain, because of course I want to have themed whatnots, so
right.
Someday it's going to happen again.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
That will be awesome. That will be absolutely awesome.
Let everybody know what area you guys are living in, that your yard sales will be ending up pretty soon.
We live in Minnesota, so garage sales are April until October.
Right.
And that's
definitely a little different than most of us Southerners.
I'm trying to gather as much, because then from October until April over the winter, I'm just listing as much as I can. And then,
or we do go, for us to go to the bins, it's probably about an hour away, which isn't bad, but it's also
to make it work to, you got to spend the whole day. If you want to try and find a lot of stuff, well, then I got to work in the evening,
They actually your bins is actually closer than ours.
Yeah.
We don't have a bins in Atlanta area at all. Okay. Our closest bins, believe it or not, is in Nashville.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that one is probably the closest.
Yeah, it's closer than Savannah, because Savannah's 6 hours away and Nashville's only 4.5.
Unless Asheville was any closer. I don't know if that.
No, because remember, we still got to drive to Knoxville, and that's the same distance it is for us to get to Nashville. So believe it or not, our closest bin. Now, they did have a bins in Chattanooga, but they closed it about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And they haven't reopened it. They said they were going to move it into a different building, and they just never reopened it up. And I still cannot fathom why Atlanta has no bins at all.
Right.
I mean, absolutely none.
We don't know where the stuff goes. They'll collect the stuff in big tractor trailers behind our Goodwill and take it somewhere, but I don't know where.
That's bizarre.
It is absolutely crazy. Mm-hmm. But we don't do a lot of bins anyway. We do when we go up to Nashville. We do most of our sourcing from storage units. Yep. So that it's a definite benefit for us to have that. What do you guys think would be some of the warning signs that live reselling, may not be the right path for someone?
Well, I will say, I think a lot of people think you have to be really, boisterous and entertaining and really loud. And I don't think that really truly is true. I mean, I think just because myself, I don't necessarily watch people who are just like me, kind of obnoxious, a little like,
but she never comes into our shows.
But it kind of depends on what's being sold too. Like I can go and watch some people that are just selling glass and it's kind of quiet and it's kind of moody. And I love that too, so I don't think definitely you have to be a really, extrovert to do it. But you definitely, I think you just really have to be very disciplined. Guess who's not disciplined? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. That's you. and consistent. I think that's the thing. And I think was our downfall, was we couldn't be as consistent as we needed to. Now, if you're just like, hey, I don't care, whatever happens, happens. That's kind of the kind of resellers we sometimes are, because it's not our full-time job. So we have that luxury, I guess, but I think if you're really trying to make a go at it and you want it as your full-time gig, you have to be have self-discipline and, motivated, because no one's going to motivate you. That's also our problem sometimes.
Well, I'm going to say something that kind of fits in with what you said there and the next question, because it just came up this weekend. Someone was telling me that they were worried they might not be a good online reseller because they didn't have that boisterous personality. And they were comparing themselves to him. And
Me?
Yes. I told this person, I'm not going to name drop, but I told this person, I was like,
oh yeah, we never name drop.
Well, you know, they were talking to me. Your personality is just as valid and just as good, and different people are going to be drawn to that. Not everybody wants to have that constant barrage of entertainment this one brings, which it works for us, but not everybody can have that, and that doesn't make anybody any less of a salesperson. Anyway,
you're mean.
I agree.
Anyway.
Oh, by the way, before we break in, I got to do this. Okay. Somebody won the best beard contest in the Northeast Tennessee meetup. Ooh. And there were actually 2 winners, because one was the long beard. They called it the ZZ Top winner.
Yes.
And one won the short beard.
Yes. And shout out to Scott the Bearded Picker for winning the long beard category.
He did. He crushed it. He absolutely crushed it. And the winner of the short beard contest was who?
I don't remember.
Oh, that would be me.
Congratulations.
I beat a girl and somebody else who didn't really have a beard. So it was.
I beat a girl.
It was so much fun.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I had to break in.
No, you're okay. I love it.
But our next question, like I said, was kind of along those lines. How much of live selling success depends on personality versus strategy and preparation?
That was a tough one.
It was.
I like that one. I'm glad that she asked it, not me.
What do you think, Joe?
I don't know. I mean, I think having a good personality really helps, but also having the organization and having the stuff, having the great product is what is really what's going to hopefully bring people back again and again. But
do you think? I don't know. I don't know if it's the product, because some of us are just on there because we want something to do and it's fun and we like winning. And especially if they're doing like little mystery. I'm a sucker for all things mystery and all of that.
Those mystery bags.
Yeah. That's a good question. I will say.
Oh, you drove Tracy out.
No,
just kidding. One of the cats was scratching at the door.
I almost think the people who are good at the, what did she say? The setup and
organization
preparation.
I do feel like those people probably are more successful, because you know why? I think they feel like it's less work, because I know in our group, when we were doing the raid train with a few of, different, we all kind of were a little bit different with different scenarios and situations. Mm-hmm. And I know some of the people that struggled were the ones that weren't as good maybe at getting it all set up, or we spent more time getting it set up. And then you've got Ray Nashville Flipper, who's like, well, you just, he knew all these tricks and everything. He's been doing it for a while, right? And he's like,
he is a natural,
and so it was like, oh, I can see when we're all like, oh, this is taking so long and stressing out. And he's like, you guys are crazy, and so that was a lot about the prep for, Yeah. So
piggybacking on what you guys just said with raid trains, and this is super important. When you're doing a raid train, you think about what the purpose of the raid train is to bring an audience from one show into the next show. Now, if they have, like, say, me on one of the shows, and I'm boisterous and I'm loud and I'm getting really close to the camera and Tracy and I are having our banter back and forth, and the next person on the train is a solo person with a monotone voice and not saying anything else about it, but has great products, but you just went from really loud, really boisterous to monotone and Mars, our cat Mars.
And the opposite.
And it definitely is something as a conductor, which we only do one raid train a year, and that's it, is that we look at that and we say, okay, is that a good fit for who's going to be raiding into who, because of the personalities and things of that nature. So,
that's definitely,
and it amplifies it.
True. Yeah.
Right.
Very much.
Where are we at? Right
Number
here,
4.
right? Oh, okay. Oh, this is a great one. This is all right. This is a good one. This is a good one. Sorry, I gotta hype it myself because I'm asking it.
I love you.
What do you guys think is the biggest myth about live selling that new sellers always believe?
Ooh. What do they believe? That's a good question.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
I mean, I think that you go ahead. What did you think?
Well, I was thinking like they think they have to be in front of the camera or they don't have to be in front of the camera. I mean, I don't know. Everybody says you should be in front of the camera because, you know, it's more personal. But then people like to be in front of the camera. So then it's, you know, I don't.
So what's the myth? That you have to be or you don't have to be?
I mean, you don't have to.
Right.
You don't have to be.
Right.
You can still sell your products, but.
I think the myth is.
I do too.
I don't know. I want to go both ways. In one breath, I think some people would think, oh, I'm never going to get people to follow me, or no one wants to see my stuff, you know, and they might be surprised at how it does, you know, you can get people and they will bring their friends and it does happen. You know what I mean? Maybe not as fast as people expect it to. And in another breath, I'm thinking, gosh, there are some that think after their first show, if it was terrible, then they're just done, you know, which I think is the biggest mistake because, I mean, we got so lucky on that second show we had. It just happened to have someone come in.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'll tell my whole Discord about you guys. He just made it.
And then like 40 people just show up.
And they just bought everything.
Yeah.
You know, anything can happen on live selling. That's the thing. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
And I just think, you know, it's all about the feeling and the vibe too. And once people start selling or buying, and then it just becomes a little thing, you know, I don't know. I love it. I think it's great.
The community is so important. I don't think a lot of people know that. We didn't know that.
We didn't know that.
2 years.
Okay. What Joe said earlier about front or behind the camera, we were behind the camera for 2 years.
Really?
And we never did a raid. I didn't even know what a raid was. And that's the God's honest truth. When Paul, the Philly Flipper, asked me to be on a raid train, my response was, what's a raid train? And Tracy's response was, yes, before anything else. And I don't even know what a raid train is. So yet the community. And then when we did our show, I reached out to Paul afterwards because it was literally the Tuesday. This was 2 years ago.
First reseller or first
Nashville meetup.
Okay.
And I ran into Paul and when we were checking out and we were leaving. And that's when he did that. And he said, I got room on my raid train this Tuesday. And I'm like, yeah, okay. This is Sunday. We're going to go back. And then everything that we did from that point on was just the level of excitement went up. Everything went up. And I asked Paul about it. And Paul said, well, my suggestion is come out from behind the camera. If anything, at least do it at the beginning of your show so people can see that you're a real human being. It creates a thing. And if you want to flip the camera back over, you can. And that's when we started doing everything front facing the camera.
We just assumed, you know, we're just some old people who wants to look at us, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
We're not like the sexy ones with the boobs hanging out and everything.
Oh God. I gotta edit that part.
You do not have to edit that part out.
No, you're fine. No, I agree. I think same thing. When we first started baby starting with our channel, the very first reseller we ever met up with was Thrifting Vegas, Tiffany.
Okay.
And she was wonderful. And the first thing she said is, Nicole, you have to be on video. And I'm like, no, I hate it. I'd rather die, you know? And you just have to. People they want to see you. They want to know about you. They want to know your cats' names. They just, and it is, and they become your friends. And look at how loyal, like you said, that community is so loyal. It's ridiculous.
100%.
Like, you can't explain it to people. I mean, the reselling world in general, I just think are the most phenomenal people. That's why I had to get involved after we went to the first Vegas. I was like, we need to have a family like that. I love these people. They were the most down to earth, genuine people that I've ever met in my life.
This coming from the person who's the most genuine, down to earth people that we've ever met.
Yeah,
right there or there, wherever
like,
it's at.
You don't know my wife. No, I'm kidding. But thank you. But seriously, and so I think that community is phenomenal. And then you get into this huge, live selling community where like these people come every time and show up for, a lot of these sellers, and they hang out and they talk good about everybody, and people like Paul, and you ask them, they'll tell you everything you've ever wanted to know. No one that I've run into, at least, are gatekeepers. They like rate you. Like, this is what you got to do this is, and I love that. I think in this, world, a lot of us are too busy or too whatever that we don't share the information, or we think, oh, we might lead them astray, or this or this or this. I mean, I'm sure, and that's just like why the Nashville meetup even is so phenomenal. People are like, well, are you doing like big conferences in this? No, we're all just sitting there teaching each other and learning from each other in a lobby. And it's wonderful. And we go back excited and rejuvenated. And I don't know. It's cool.
I'm humbled every time we do a show and I'm sitting there, we're selling our video games or our vinyl records or whatever. And then some girl comes in that I know she sells plus size women's clothing and that's all she does. But she comes and she just hangs out in our show, that we're selling something she's not interested in. I'm like, that's amazing. That is just the community being there for you.
It really is a very, very good community. And what Nicole was saying too about being an island, I was that island. Tracy watched all the videos. I never watched any.
I didn't comment though.
No, she didn't. Well, you did on Ken's.
I did comment on Ken's a couple times.
But she tried to get me to watch videos, and I said, "No, this is boring. No, I don't want to watch this. I'm going to watch I'm going to watch my music or whatever it is while I'm working. Because doing static listening is really, really to me a very lonely thing to do.
Yeah.
Because it's you and your computer and your phone and take a picture.
Especially at the level we were at before we started doing whatnot. We were putting up hundreds of listings a week. My store on eBay at that time was close to 6,000 to 7,000 items in there. Plus another 2,000 item store there.
And so it was just that island though. I was like, no. Everybody else is a competition. Yeah. And then we ended up going to a meetup, and I was like a coin, and you just flipped me completely over to whereas I was like, oh no, none of this is competition. This is family, man. This is a great community, and just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Do you believe that anyone can train to become a good live seller, or is it something that you either have or you don't have?
Yeah.
Oh, I think anyone could with practice. I think so too. I think that's what's wonderful about it. First of all, I think on the live selling platforms, everybody's really forgiving. Like there's not real high expectations. Excuse me. Oh, I'm getting choked up. No, I think and see me being, that's where we struggled. Like I was like, oh, we can't sell that stuff, Joe. It's, wrinkly, or, oh, we can't, we have this icky background, or, and Joe's just like, no one cares. And it took me a while to get over that, realize no one cares. No one cares. Yep. It's just a different community. It's not about that, and so I think that's the thing. It's like you don't have to wait until you're perfect, or you think you're perfect, or you think you're ready. It's all just, you just keep changing little things as you go. I mean, like, that's what we found, because we would bother ourselves with certain things and be like, oh gosh, never again are we going to do it that way. And it's such a learning process, but it's nice that you can learn as you go. You don't have to do all the learning ahead of time. So, I think anyone.
Awesome. one of the things that I wanted to ask too, because they're a couple also, and obviously they bounce ideas off of each other, and you and I do that same thing. And it's one of those things where somebody will pick up an item at a garage sale like this year, and they would say, "Hey, you think we ought to grab that, or do you think we would run it? You think anybody would buy it?" And Tracy would either say, "No, you don't want to get that," or "Yes, somebody would buy it." Well, with Whatnot, one of the things that we started to learn is that you could run almost anything, and somebody, if they're in that room, will buy it. Yeah. And sometimes we will say, "Oh, good Lord, Kat."
He's been gone. They just wanted some love. I don't usually let him in here during recording.
But literally we'll run something and it sells. And I'm like, did somebody really just buy that? But then you think about it, if somebody's having a yard sale and they're selling their stuff, at one point, somebody bought that.
Right, that's true.
So somebody wanted that at one point. Yeah. So yeah, great. I love that. What kind of personality traits make someone thrive in live selling, and which ones might make it a struggle?
I think I think you have to be able to deal with adversity, because I think that things don't always go at all as planned when you're live selling at all. And so I get flustered really easily, but I think if you don't get quite as flustered as easily, it would probably help out things. What else, Joe?
I don't know. I'm trying to think what else. I was listening to your thing.
Which was fabulous.
What?
Yes. Right.
I just think
you got to top it now, Joe. You got to top it.
I know,
He's
right?
Like, wait, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think just being genuine. I think people that are genuine, that you can tell, that aren't just, because I will say, I have been in a couple live selling where where people, maybe this is kind of a thing, where they can't handle not when things maybe aren't going their way too, or like making great sales. That's a touchy thing, right? I think you have to handle that really easy, really gently, because I think it can start to be, you can feel pressured as a buyer. And I don't like that when people start to get like, wait, come on, or whatever. I think you have to be able to deal. Well, I guess that's still just the adversity. I think that's my answer. Because you have to just be able to kind of go with the flow, and like, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, and you just do it.
Yeah.
How important is confidence on camera, and can someone succeed without being naturally outgoing?
I mean, yeah, they could be. They could succeed. And I think doing it enough times, they'll probably build that confidence, and then, probably thrive at selling live. That's just it. If you don't try, it's not, you're not going to practice and, do enough times to get better, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know that confidence is the most important thing. I think, like we said, just being genuine and, just giving grace to yourself and giving everybody grace in your room, where I think the confidence will come, but I think you need to be a genuinely nice person and come off trustworthy, like that, know what you're doing, but maybe not like confidence, like, oh, I'm the greatest seller in the world. I don't think that's necessary,
Gotcha.
But definitely you have to kind of know what you're doing a little bit, just a little.
To follow up on that one, I want you guys to think for a minute on your first showcase, reseller showcase, as opposed to the last one that you did. Was there a level of confidence that grew from that first one to the last one that you did? Or have you always had that confidence that, oh, this is going to be awesome and people are going to love it?
Yeah, that first game show, we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know who was even going to watch. We had Mikey and Sonny on.
Yeah.
And
Mikey Bags of Money.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're just like,
and Sunny Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yep. And we practiced a lot leading up to it. To like, okay, let's try and make this run smooth. And I would always mess up lines, and I'll be like, okay, we'll work with it as we go or whatever. But
no, we definitely gained confidence though.
Oh, we did. Yes, because
and maybe the confidence to just to know that it's okay to mess up. I think that it's not so much like we got more confident in what we're doing, because we still kind of just did it, on kind of wonky, whatever happens. But I think our confidence grew in the fact that knowing that people just are going to come and hang out and have fun, no matter if we've got it rehearsed perfectly and it all goes great, or if we hit 6 different buttons wrong and we, do whatever. I think, but you definitely
or somebody nails that Plinko right dead center.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I know somebody did. I know at least one person.
I've heard that might have happened.
I do too. I think that was the one and only.
Yeah. That one time. All right. What's one mistake that you see new sellers make that quickly tells you this may not be the best thing for you?
Yeah, I just think stopping after your first show. That's what I think. Yeah. I've talked to a few people who have done that, and I think they've come back to it later. And, after talking to people and just where we're all like, no, you've just got to try it again. You've got, but I think if you do it once and you're going to base everything off that, I think you just can't do that,
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good answer.
I mean, other than that, I don't really know of anything else.
You guys need to talk to Dan and Demand.
Wow.
Which we have a show with Dan tomorrow night.
Yeah, or tomorrow as we record it.
We're recording this on Monday, the day that we got back from the Nashville meetup. So this will be, or not Nashville, the Northeast Tennessee meetup. So our battle with Dan and Demand will have already been done when this one comes out. But Dan has agreed about 4 months ago to do a graphic t-shirt battle against us.
Fun.
And he said, he goes, I'm a man of my word. I'm going to do it. But I just wish Dan would realize that, Dan, people love you.
Right.
They're going to come in there for you, So it's one of those things where you're going to do fine. You got to get that confidence. You got to get that ability, because you have the personality.
Right.
You're a good seller. You're a good picker. All of those things. Just, you got to get out of your own way is what I tell them. I'm like, get out of your own way.
Yeah.
Don't do what you have said is what he does.
Yeah.
He does a show and he has a great show, and then he'll do another show and it won't go as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I don't know why I'm doing this. I could make more money doing this and stuff. So that is just the hardest thing is getting that consistency.
Right.
If someone is hesitant about trying live reselling, what advice would you give them before they jump in?
Talk to Paul.
Yeah, right.
That's probably the best advice you could give someone right there.
Right.
Talk to some people that have done it.
But yeah, definitely reach out to people. And I mean, I know with some friends of ours, they did just a private little run through with and just did some practice, and your friends will just get your friends to come in, and you won't be alone and you'll be fine. Yeah.
Having friends in a show makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah. I'm telling you, when I see Nicole, when your name comes across that screen, it instantly will light me up. Oh. No matter what else, and I'm not just trying to blow smoke up your behind or anything like that, but I know that you're there for fun and enjoyment and to be in there and support Tracy and I see that and I'm like, oh, that is so awesome. I love seeing you because I see the names. And when they come in, and it's just not yours, when I see some of our other people come in, it peps up the sellers.
Yeah.
To be like, wow, that's just an amazing thing.
right? Sometimes it just takes a little bit, and then everybody starts to get in the hype, and that's the fun of it, you know. And
even
then
just having a person or two to talk to. I mean, when you're running stuff, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah,
I agree.
Exactly. All right, that is. I hopefully everybody got some great advice right there. I know that I did, and like I said, we sell on Whatnot a lot, and we have a good following. And even sometimes even I will sit there when we getting ready to do our show, have to defeat and get out of my own way, and I have to say, no, you can do this. You got these items, and not every single thing is going to sell. And that's the biggest thing that to me about live selling, that is something that I always say to people. I said, listen, if you sell every single thing that you have to sell, what are you going to do tomorrow? Right. And everybody's got stuff on eBay. I mean, I got 180 items up on eBay right now. Do I expect 180 people to buy 180 items in one day? Of course not. I've never seen anybody go into a Walmart and walk out with the store. Right. Or go to a yard sale and buy everything at the yard sale. That happen, but it's few and far between. I mean, yes. I mean, it does happen. Okay, I liquidated an estate sale. One. Okay, one. All right. That just happened one time. And I didn't even buy everything. And that got me the dang nickname of being the whale shark. Too. That was, do you know Tommy, the Buffalo Picker?
I've heard of him.
Okay. Yeah, he was recording, and this was before we did any anything on Whatnot or anything like that. He was recording for his show, which is Defend the Hustle, and it was at an estate sale that I bought out. Oh, funny. So he was recording me buying out, liquidating the estate sale. So he's recording me, and I didn't know. I had no idea.
Oh, that's funny.
So he's the first YouTuber we ever met. So.
So you roll into an estate sale and you like it, and you're like, everybody drop everything. I'm buying it all right now. I mean,
that's pretty much how it works.
Well, oh my God, really? You think I literally went in there and said, all right, put all this stuff down. It's all mine now.
Tracy, he told Tracy.
No, I didn't say that.
The estate sale owner.
Okay, the estate sale person who was running. What happened was we went to the estate sale, and we were going through, and the person that was running the estate sale, they didn't even have everything out of the boxes. So they're like, oh, this is boxes of stuff. This is boxes of stuff. This is boxes of stuff. And this was like the second day. Because remember, we found it on the way home. It was and so when we were going through everything, I said, Tracy, it would literally take us 8 to 10 hours to cherry pick all of this stuff. And I know we want large quantities of all of these things because we knew that like there were sets of paperback books. And they were the complete sets, complete series, complete these. And I was like, you know what?
We've never done this before. A lot of science fiction, a lot of Disney stuff.
Yeah. And I didn't expect to do it. I mean, I really didn't. I was like, hey, who's in charge here? And he came over and I said, listen, if I wanted to buy out everything in the basement and the one room upstairs that's got all of that Star Wars stuff in it, would you be willing to sell it all to me? And he said, oh, yeah, I'll stop the sale right now. And that's what Tommy was recording as I'm doing all of this stuff. And, it was one of those things where it was like either spend 2 full days at this place and cherry pick and pay the price that they know I just cherry picked all of that stuff. So they're going to bump all the prices up, or I buy everything and I get all of the stuff I don't want plus everything that I do want.
Long story short, it was 2 months before COVID and we sold everything like hotcakes.
Yeah, it was like amazing. Being at it was the perfect storm.
Yeah.
We were in the right place at the right time. In 2 months, COVID hits and we had 200, 400 puzzles, paperback books, and they were flying off of our shelves.
So, it's the power of the ask. See, you always got to ask. That's awesome.
Yeah. This is our What's Up section where we're going to talk about something that is going on in the general happenings of reselling in general. And today, as we've already mentioned, guys, Tracy and I just returned from the Northeast Tennessee meetup hosted by the Reseller Locker Room guys. That would be Alex, Jefferson, and Ben over there, and also Mike from Mike Metco's Meetups. They were also
and Mary,
and Mary. Well,
and Mary.
Mary's the one who actually did everything.
Making sure you didn't leave her out.
I would never leave Mary out. It was an amazing meetup. There were tons of interaction, some great activities. They had a panel. They did a little panel discussion thing. What's that?
Said he was on it.
Yeah, I was on the panel, and I was like, "What do you want me on the panel for? I'm not especially in anything." Some great sourcing. Attending meetups is a great way for sellers to network and to get help with some items and things like that, and also to get some exposure for your brand. You guys help out with the Nashville meetup in April, which is another just amazing meetup. And I have to say this. Tracy, you might want to go in that closet and go get the hat. The hat.
Oh, my hat.
Oh, the hat.
Yeah.
We were at the Nashville meetup. There were 300 people to 400 people at this meetup. Joe and Nicole, which we've never met before. I was on the podcast of This Week in Reselling, but I hadn't met Nicole at all. And Nicole walked around with about 10 of these hats.
That's cute.
300 people in the place, 300 at least. She picks Tracy and gives Tracy one of these hats. And when she gave us the hat, I was like, oh, hell, we're family now.
I'm a cool girl. I'm a cool girl.
Yeah. We have made it. But that networking, that actually, I don't think you guys really know how much that meant to us. To do that.
And meeting y'all was incredible.
I mean, just meeting you to begin with was an amazing thing, because I know we were at the first meetup, but we didn't meet anybody because I had surgery on my neck, and to tell you the guys on the truth, I made a complete butthead out of myself inside of 2 minutes in front of a lot of people. And I was like, okay, this is not for us. But then,
you know what? We made enough connections that it got things going. I mean, he connected with Paul, connected with Ken. I spent some time with Kristen and Angie, Perfectly Blessed Angie. Spent some time with them, and those little connections helped build what we're dealing with today. Yeah,
and from that meetup, we ended up going to Planes to Profit, where
wonderful.
We didn't know hardly anybody. We were the only whatnotters there.
No,
no. Yeah, one other person was there from Whatnot, and then we did the next Nashville meetup, and it was phenomenal. That's where we literally met Joe and Nicole. Yeah. And like I said, that meant so much to us to that she came over and she gave you that hat. I was almost in tears because you had so many people there that loved you guys. And it was during the thing, and it was just like, no. That one right over there, Tracy. Give it to Tracy's getting one.
I wear it in my shows on occasion. I like to wear a hat when I'm doing my whatnots.
So doing those meetups mean a lot for networking, branding, and just getting that. And you guys even said, Nicole said this earlier in the show, that they went to the Vegas meetup, and you said, we've got to be a part of this.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. When we went to Vegas the first time, we did after the first day, I wanted to go home. I'm like, oh, this is not for me, Joe. No, I was intimidated and everything. And I don't know. We went back, and I'll give you guys want my little best advice as a newbie going to a meetup. This is it. Bring something, a sticker, something you can give away to people, because I didn't know how to just start conversations, especially because I wasn't Joe was the reseller. I was just the tag along, but I'm the talker too. And so we brought stickers or koozies. We made some koozies.
We made a bunch of koozies.
And once I started, hey, do you want one of our? And you know what? It just was enough. So if you have a hard time going up to people, but you want to, because we all want to make connections, but it's hard. That's that's Nicole's trick. And it works so good. And then before you know it, you're talking to everybody and it's all great, or you're not, and you've talked to a few people and you're okay with that too. Not everybody wants the whole shebang, because it's a lot. It really can be a lot. So,
definitely.
But that helps us so much. And then we saw that family of the the Vegas people. And so then we came back to Minnesota and we started our own Minnesota Reseller Connection group. And in fact, our little Facebook Minnesota group just is over 500 people now. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fun.
Now we are going to do our Shine the Light segment,
yep,
where we spotlight live sellers at 3 different levels based on sales and followers. We look at sellers on all platforms, mostly Whatnot, but
only because that's where we do most of our selling. And I will let you know this. It's really hard to find how many followers somebody has on the district platforms.
Yeah, it's a lot harder. So unless we just kind of meet someone over there, we tend to stick to Whatnot.
Yeah.
Today's new seller is Stay_Perky. She's a seller on Whatnot with 14 sales and 37 followers. She is just starting out.
Mm-hmm.
She sells women's contemporary, mostly in bras and intimates. And we were excited.
Stay perky.
we were excited.
She's the one who told me this. She's
That's
the one who told me this.
Yep. We were excited to meet her and her daughter at the Northeast Tennessee meetup this past weekend.
Yep. And if you guys, all of these people that we're going to be talking about, there are going to be links down below. Follows are free. Yep. Okay. You don't even have to get notifications or anything like that. But if you know any of these guys or if you have any advice for them, just go ahead and throw it out there.
Sure.
Next one is Cindy of Cindy Golden Girls. Okay. Cindy is actually, she is very, very close to us. She's about probably maybe 2 hours south of us in Georgia. She's a seller on Whatnot with 4.5 thousand in sales and 8.5 thousand followers. Her mission has always been to support victims of abuse who have had to flee with nothing, as well as children aging out of foster care systems. So she actually does a lot of charitable work. She comes into our shows all the time and she supports us tremendously. She is just one of the, if you guys have a chance to pop in on her name is Cindy Golden Girls, you will not be disappointed.
She's kind of famous for just selling boxes of stuff too. She'll buy like some Funko Pops and she doesn't get up there and sell the Funko Pops. No, she's going to sell the whole box.
The whole box.
Yeah.
Usually what she buys.
Yeah.
She buys a whole bunch of stuff from us and then she turns around and she doesn't sell the individual stuff. She says, oh, this is a box I got from JacksTreasures. Let's open it up and we're going to sell the box. So she sells the whole box.
Cool.
And she usually makes money.
Right?
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Very cool.
And our established seller is Kristina, whose username is OMGYG. She's a seller on Whatnot.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Yes, that's what that
stands for.
She currently has 6.7 thousand sales and 18.6 thousand followers. She is a vintage thrift seller who created many amazing raid trains. She is the one that got started with Shopaholic and Battle of the Best.
Oh, yeah.
Which are both very big things in the Whatnot community. She's just a huge supporter of sellers in the community.
Yeah, OMGYG. If you guys see her in one of the shows, again, she created the Battle of the Best, which we just did a battle yesterday. We did one yesterday. That was one of our raid trains that we did yesterday while we were up in Tennessee, which is just phenomenal. We're going to have links down below to all of these amazing sellers. Guys, give them a follow. There also will be links down there below to Joe. I'd flip that. His YouTube channel will be down there. Plus, I'm going to try to help him out. Let's try to see if we can get him some numbers on Whatnot. I'm going to put his Whatnot channel down there too,
just in case.
We can get a
just
show.
In case. You never know.
Right.
You never know.
Also, it is time to turn the tables. This is where we allow our guests, our amazing guests, to ask us any question they want to know about anything JacksTreasures. And since we have 2 guests, they get 1 question each.
Okay.
Do you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay, I want to know weirdest job you've ever had, both of you.
Oh, wow.
Did she say weirdest job?
Weirdest job.
Weirdest job.
Oh, wow.
If you've had any.
Oh, I know mine.
I haven't had a lot of jobs. I
She
will
has
say
not.
that. I'm not really suited to work in the like normal environment. Let's just put it that way. I did for a short time. I was a substitute preschool teacher. So I did that for a short amount of time.
You've got to go with pretzel time.
Oh yeah. Well, my first job, I was the sample girl at the pretzel place in the mall. You were handing out free samples.
Okay,
yeah.
She got the job for a very, very couple of good reasons.
It was awful. turns out the manager of the pretzel place was a pervert. And I was a well-endowed 15-year-old.
Right.
And she was in the mall that my ex-wife and I went to all the time.
So I probably gave him a pretzel sample when I was a teenager.
Yes. And mine, I was a telemarketer for the Fraternal Order of Police of Broward County, Florida. And I would make cold calls and I would call people and see if they wanted to buy tickets to the Jim Ed Brown concert in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to help support the who did I say? Fraternal Order of Police.
It was the whole spiel still.
Right?
Oh, God, yeah. I lasted a whole 2 days on that job, and that was it. And I was like, man, I'm about tired of people hanging up on me. I'm done.
How many tickets did you sell?
I think I sold, well, funny story on that one, too. I'm pretty sure I sold about 6 tickets in the 2 days. And one of the tickets I sold to somebody, I was in high school at the time, and there was this one guy in high school that would just annoyed everybody a real lot. And so I sold tickets to him, but I never called him. I just sent him the tickets. He got a bill for him and stuff. It was hilarious.
That's terrible.
Yes.
All right, what's your question, Joe?
Okay, so I listen to this podcast, and the guy asks these people that he interviews at the end, and it's always interesting what people say. So his question at the end,
stealing his question.
I am,
all
because it's an interesting to hear what people's answers are.
Okay.
If you could go back to see your 16-year-old self, what advice would you give your 16-year-old self, knowing your life now?
Oh,
man.
It's deep.
Well, it's so hard because, you know, you do one thing, I'm just going to say divorce a lot faster. Because I need my daughter. I need my daughter. No, the first one. I still need my daughter, but we're going to divorce him a lot faster.
Wow. 16-year-old self. Gosh. That was so long ago for me, too. I think one of the things for me, I would literally say to myself is get confidence a lot faster. It's taken me, I'm 60 years old now, and it has literally taken me almost 50 years to get to the point where I can say, you know what, be yourself. Mm-hmm. And some people are going to like you and some people are not going to like you. But it doesn't matter in the end. In the end, be true to yourself, because I had no confidence when I was growing up. Absolutely none. And I always tell people I am a very shy person and people don't believe me.
Right.
And I said, no, really, I am. The only reason why I'm as outgoing as I am now is because that shyness stopped me from going to prom. It stopped me from, asking girls out on dates because I was afraid that they would say no. And that confidence was it was not there. And I come to realize now that no, just be yourself, have fun, do things if you make somebody smile, you did something good that day. Right. And that's one of the things that I live my life by now. Is just, hey, go out there and have some fun. Go out there and have some fun.
It's freedom. It really is. I say that all the time. Like, if you can't tear up your cool card and just be silly with me and stuff, man, you don't get to be on the inside with me, because we're gonna be doing the silly, crazy shit and having the best time.
Exactly.
We'll be getting the looks too. Trust me, we'll be getting the looks. And
the thing is that in the end, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
If you are silly and somebody's smiling, and let's say that person was having the worst day, and they come up on you and you make them smile, you might have just turned their whole life around.
Right.
You might have
That's
done that.
true.
I mean, you guys know that one of the biggest charities that I work with right now is Stop Soldier Suicide.
Yes.
Because 22 soldiers a day are committing suicide. And just think if that one person saw us on Whatnot or on YouTube, and I was wearing a dress, or I was wearing a skirt dressed up as Velma instead of Shaggy when somebody else was Shaggy, and they're like, oh, what the hell is this? Oh my God. And, all of a sudden it could change a life. In my opinion.
I agree. Yesterday, we're walking through a flea market, and he manages to get this lady to come give us all a hug. And then she made me and Mike Metco babysit her dog when she went to her car.
Yeah.
That was what this one.
Oh yeah, she came and gave me this big hug, and I'm like, oh, you see that? That's my wife right over there. You got to give her a hug. So she goes and gives her. And I said, that guy sitting over there, Mike, he loves hugs. He runs over there and gives him a hug and stuff like that. And we're at a flea market.
Yeah,
she's probably has been dejected the entire day.
And then she's like, I really need a drink. Will y'all watch my dog for? I'm like, sure. So me and Mike watched the dog.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I love that. No,
yeah. I want to say thank you to our amazing guests right over here, guys. If you need to check them out, this is Joe and Nicole with I'd Flip That. Their YouTube channel is phenomenal. You guys want to watch it. Please bombard them with questions and comments on their videos so that they can schedule another one of these, and we can get some more people on there and just have a blast, because they are to this community are what this community needs. And they're ones that are out there that says, hey, let's have some fun, laugh at yourself, just have everything. So check them out. Our guest next week, we are still working on our guest next week because we didn't nail anybody down. The one person that we did have nailed down did end up getting sick. And he told me, can we do it the next week? And I said, absolutely. But we do have some exciting new people that we met
have
at
agreed
the
to
Northeast.
Be on the show.
Yep. One of them, you guys will probably know for sure. His name is Scott, the bearded picker, has agreed to be on ours. I'll have to make sure that I have my crown.
Yes,
we'll have the two winners of the beard contest. Another one is somebody who is tearing up Whatnot. She's been on Whatnot for about 4 months, and her name is Jenny from Jenny Down South. Yeah, she's just one of the sweetest people that you can meet, and I said, tearing it up on Whatnot. Oh my gosh! And then Ben from the Reseller Locker Room has agreed to be a guest on our podcast because he did a live show with Archie on First Class Treasures on the district. So, and as I was telling him when I saw him, I said, Ben, I don't think I've ever seen anybody as nervous as you were during a live reselling who's on a podcast that has 100 episodes right now.
Right.
But he was phenomenal, and he's grown it. And then of course I had to ask this other person, Mike from Mike Medco's Meetups has agreed to be a guest on our show. And he's another one that he does all of these things. And then Tim, that narrator dude, who I hope he's feeling a lot better.
And Q from Secondhand Sarcasm.
Oh, yeah. And Q from Secondhand Sarcasm.
She was in Nashville. I don't know if you met her. She was local, so she only showed up for, I think, a little bit on the Friday night.
Yes, I got to see her quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She did a graphic t-shirt battle with us, and I won. I'm on a winning streak here. I'm on a winning streak.
You cheated. You cheated.
What? I cheated? I don't believe I did.
All right. One last question for you guys before we let you go. What is the future? What does the future hold for I'd Flip That?
What does it do? Oh my gosh, I have to speak for us.
Drop some news. Give us some news.
Okay. Biggest news coming up is, you don't even know. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm like, wait, what?
No, I do think that you will be seeing more game show episodes.
Oh,
now
right.
that summer is winding down,
Yes.
and we're moving into our winter hibernation here in Minnesota. Oh, I just said that really bad, didn't I? Minnesota. And yeah, you guys might even receive your winning prize package that hasn't been sent out yet, because that's months old. That's how long it's been since we've had our silhouette or anything out of storage.
Right.
No worries.
So that Joe's headed out next week to go hang out with the consignment chat girls.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
saw them
awesome.
the
We
other
met them
day.
at the meetup.
Aren't
Oh,
they
we
the
saw them at
best?
the meetup.
I love them also. Shout out to them and shout out to Biscuit Butt. He's got a special place in my heart. What? Be nice.
Oh my gosh.
I love him too.
Joe's gonna keep killing it with the podcast with his boys and Kristen. And yeah, you know, we're just gonna see where the world takes us. Joe's been killing it at garage sales this summer, so
yeah,
we're gonna just go spend all that money.
I guess so.
So when do we see the next I'd flip that whatnot show?
Ooh, well, I have my little stash, so maybe we'll have to see, because it's a good theme. So
it is a good.
Go ahead and schedule it out a couple of months. Start getting those bookmarks.
That's a good.
Yeah, and I will say one thing. If you one of the things that somebody gave me this advice: if you're going to do a whatnot show, go ahead and schedule it. Whether you do it or not, it doesn't matter. Just move the show on until you're ready to do that show. Okay. But have something scheduled, because like all of these people that we shouted out, Stay Perky, Cindy Golden Girls, and OMGYG, if we shout them out, but they don't have any show scheduled, you have nothing to bookmark.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Having those bookmark builds you up, and you know, you don't have to always do a show. You don't always have to do that show if somebody's sick. We've had to cancel shows because of we just didn't feel,
or we got a storage unit that day, and there's just no way we can
that day, or whatever it may have been. But always have that one things. I think Joe forgot about the fact that when we were talking about after the Reseller Showdown, that he was going to be on our Veterans Day raid train.
Did he?
No, I have it on my calendar. I put it on my calendar. Promise. Right?
Okay.
We'll get you on there.
I'm going to get you on there.
Okay.
All right.
I do.
Okay. It's going to be amazing. We absolutely love that.
And I said, okay, I will.
I don't want to put pressure on anybody, but you are more than welcome to be on there. I would
you
love
will not
to have
be
you
the
on there.
only non-whatnot seller that's on the train.
Yeah. Nicole, Archie Biscuit Butt is on our train.
He's going to do a show on our train.
Really?
Yes. Oh, yeah. We're there. I got it. I put it right in.
Let's see, who else did we just get from this one? From the Northeast Tennessee meetup.
Scott and Jenny
are both agreed to be on it also. And Scott's not really doing whatnot shows anymore, but he said, you know what? I know that yours is for the cause of Stop Soldier Suicide, you know, and bringing awareness to that.
He might come back at some point, you know.
Yeah, so he might with him and his wife. I want to thank everybody for watching. I definitely do appreciate you guys coming in. Please help us out with Stop Soldier Suicide. There's always a link down below to all of our videos. 22 soldiers a day are committing suicide, which is an atrocious number in my opinion. Being a former soldier, also being somebody who is a survivor of that dark place, okay? Because I have been in that dark place, and I was lucky, and I reached out to somebody, and they were helping me out. Also help us out with the Naughty Cat Cafe, not a strip club, even though Tracy's wearing the hat. Okay. We're going to have links down below to all of these. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and leave us a comment for our amazing guests over here. Thank you to, oh my gosh, you guys really don't know how excited Tracy and I were when Joe, you agreed to be on it with us, and you said you want Nicole, and I said, hell yeah, I want Nicole.
it was the scheduling. I'm like, if it's Nicole, we got to do evening. If it's just me, we can do it.
Thank you for waiting.
Well, anyone we ever reach out, if you want to ask if your spouse is invited, your spouse is always invited.
That's
your
right.
dogs are invited. Your children are invited.
Yeah, we've had dogs, we've had cats, we've had children on our podcast.
We've had a chicken in the oven.
We had a chicken in the oven.
Yeah.
That was Jen's multiverse. She had to go and leave for about 10 minutes before she had to handle that. But thank you guys for all watching. Hopefully you guys got some great knowledge. Check out Joe and Nicole. Joe and Nicole, I'm going to give you guys the last word.
Yes.
All you.
Okay. Thank you so much for having us on.
Yes,
we adore you. There's no one else we would want to do a podcast with, for sure. We've been loving you and loving your whatnots for quite some time. So I can't wait till we can meet each other again in person.
Right? I know.
I can't wait either. It is going to be great. Peace out, everybody, from Jack's Treasures, and I'd flip that.